You're listening to a Rock Candy podcast.
What exactly makes Beyoncé the queen bee?
How do we feel about Ariana Grande's use of rap vernacular?
And most importantly, what's better, chamomile or spiced chai?
We ponder all of this and more on Hot Tea Hot Takes, now a part of the Rock Candy Podcast Network.
Our show is just two friends drinking tea and discussing music, culture, politics, and anything else that comes to mind.
We cover everything from Mozart to Megan Thee Stallion.
New uploads are posted weekly. Look for it wherever you get your podcast. We'll see you soon.
Bye!
What's up, hermanos y hermanas? That's Spanish. This is Reese Roper, one of the hosts of the Pickle and Booze Shop, and I'm here with my weekly disclaimer. First of all, Joe calls it episode 10 and even doesn't, which is not true. The rest is stuff that I say that's bad. Talk about hemorrhoids being like a knife wound in my butthole and a man period. So sorry about that. And if your kids heard that, or your mom or a pet has heard that, I'm sorry. We did talk about having a crush on Mike Herrera. I'm not sorry about that. He's a good-looking man. We point out that you should not feed chili to dogs. I'm also not sorry about that. That's some really good advice. I'm talking about how a cat gets stuck in my basement, and I kind of dropped the ball on not swearing. I swear a lot. It still scares me to this day that I'm going to find a cat in my basement. And Joe talks about how he still loves ska, and me, not so much. Here's our episode 10. I hope you hate it.
Joe and Reese, Pickle and Booze Shop. Get yourself a pickle. Get yourself a boot. Joe and Reese, Pickle and Booze Shop.
Pickle time is happening. Pickle time. I go down to get some pickles.
Bring your grandma and your kids.
I go downtown.
Bring your grandma and your kids.
Boot time. Pickle and boot time. Don't be fickle. Get your pickle cider, pop a nickel in your boots. Not a place of ill repute. Bring your grandma and your kids. Come for the pickles, stay for the squids.
Pickle and Booze Shop.
Stay for the squids.
Yeah, pickle time.
Put that pickle in your pants, get some booze inside your hands. Put that pickle in your pants, get some booze inside your hands.
1996, we start this.
So this is episode 10, man. Congratulations. We've done 10.
What?
Yeah,
It's
this
10?
is episode 10.
When did we do 9?
The last episode I think we did was 9.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought we went from 7 to 8.
We did. And then we
Somewhere-
went from 8 to 9. Now
I
this
don't
is
remember
10.
9.
Yeah, I don't think you would remember 9.
I think I may have been drinking,
You may, which is a perfect way to jump off.
which is perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's supposed to be a drum roll.
So, I was confused. I thought you had drums.
You thought I was having a seizure.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is episode 10 of the Pickle and Boot Shop. We have gone 10 episodes. Some of you may have thought we would have been canceled by now with cancer culture,
Yeah.
and you thought we may have gotten cancer by now.
Not
we
yet.
didn't. To our knowledge,
Not
we
yet.
don't have it.
I know. What is? I have a weird lump. But
It could be a ticking time bomb within my body.
could be.
But yeah, with cancer and cancel culture, that's hard to say, especially when you've had a couple of drinks in you.
Yeah.
It's tough to say, but regardless, guys, we're on episode 10, a perfect dozen, and we're going to jump right into it today. Reese, I want to tell you about my morning.
All right. I just wanted to throw out that I've been pooping blood, but go ahead.
Nope.
I want to hear about your morning. No, I'm just kidding.
That trumps my story.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
So is that
I just,
COVID?
I just said it.
Is that COVID colitis?
Yeah, I think it is.
Here's
No,
the
I don't have COVID. I got the shot 3 times.
Reese, here's the rumor up here. We have a couple of our coworkers are married to nurses, and there's a thing up here that they're talking about. I don't know how true this is, but they're talking about it. It's called COVID colitis. And 90 days, roughly, after you've had COVID, you like wake up one day and for like 48 hours, you crap blood.
I actually did have that happen, but it was ulcerative colitis. I don't think it was from the COVID, but maybe.
Yeah, this is like people who have had COVID, whether they stayed in the hospital or stayed home. It's documented that they've had COVID, and roughly 90 days after, they have this spell where they go to the hospital and they're like, I'm crapping blood. And it's happened so much so that the hospital has a term for it called COVID colitis.
Can we talk about also, do you have hemorrhoids from being in a band? From like eating fast food and farting on each other?
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be transparent. I have had maybe like once a year, I kind of go through like a little issue where I'm like, man, and mine's usually acid reflux related.
Oh, wow.
So and here's the thing, you're coming up with us Guys Weekend. Usually every year it happens around Guys Weekend because I'll stop taking my medication, a lot of drinking going on, and like a lot of like, say like spicy food. And I'll kind of get like an irritated beehole.
That's it.
Yeah.
Man, there's times it looks like I have a knife wound in my butthole.
Seriously?
Like I'll tell my wife, I'm like, honey, not tonight. I'm having my period.
Oh my!
This is taking a really gross turn. I'm sorry.
No, I think
for
it's
everybody who's listening at home.
I think this is a good turn that it's taken. It's an honest turn. So continue with what you've experienced. A knife wound in your butthole that you're telling Amy about. So what does she have to do? Like clean your sheets? Do you have to wear like a panty liner or a maxi pad?
It's not quite that bad.
Okay.
But like if I'm sitting on the toilet, I'm not the most regular pooper.
Okay.
And sometimes I'll just sit on there and then I know it's like, this is taking a while. I don't strain anymore because I think the straining
does not help.
No. And I think being constipated all the time from eating fast food, being on tour, it was crazy. Or holding your poop in the whole time you're driving an 8-hour, thing.
Yeah.
I think it I don't know. My dad has hemorrhoids. He also used to be a truck driver. I think that added to it.
He was a what?
A truck driver.
Okay.
For a little bit.
So because he was a truck driver, you have hemorrhoids?
Yeah, passed down. It was the sins of the father.
Okay. Now, is it so bad for you that you have to sit on an inflatable donut?
I've had like one bout of it that was so bad I could barely walk. And I thought about calling out to work, and I was like, doing preparation H. I got this thing, you put it in the freezer.
Oh.
And it's like a cold, it's like made of stone, and it's cold, and you insert it up your rectum, and
it's like a Johnny Hildo, a dildo. Is that it? Like a stone dildo?
I think that
Johnny Hildo.
Anyone listening was like, I'm just listening to find out if they're still Christians. Like right there at that point.
No. See, this is what people have to get over is we can still love Jesus. If I died right now, I'm going to heaven. I love Jesus with all my heart, but we can still talk about these things.
Yes, we can. Cover your kids' ears though.
Correct. They don't want to hear about Johnny Hildo.
No, you know what? I took away, just as an experiment, we took away the editing from our good friend Dante. And so I can edit all this stuff out. I won't. But
you shouldn't.
I could. I won't.
No, but you shouldn't, though.
No. If
But-
we stopped talking about coarse things or our drinking or I stopped swearing, we'd have about 5 minutes of podcast.
Yeah, and people move on to the next thing. They want to know what Mike Herrera is doing at that point.
Right. He's got a podcast, guys.
Yeah,
and
what's it
also
called?
He's insanely handsome.
He is. We've talked about this before. I think he's probably the best looking guy on the planet. And again, I've said this before. It looks like he CrossFits 13 hours a day, 8 days a week.
I've made out with Brad Pitt, and I've also hung out with Mike Herrera, and I would say Mike wins.
Yeah, I would too. His hair. I mean, I think he's a little. I turn 44 next week. I think he's a little older than me, and his hair perfect, body perfect. Like his piercings. His piercings have like never gotten old. Like you can't look at him and be like, dude, it's 2021. It's not 1995 anymore. Like lose him. Nope. He looks great with them.
Looks great.
Looks great. Sounds great. Like he's got a good thing going on with MXPX and with Goldfinger. Goldfinger's one of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got it going on, and he hates me. At the end of the day, Mike Herrera every night before bed thinks the lead singer of the Insiders, he cannot sleep until he's given 7 minutes of his thought processing time to think through how much he hates me, to calm himself down, and then move on so he can sleep. 7 minutes every night.
True, Joe, but if so, I mean, that's a lot of time to devote to you, and you should feel very special.
I kind of do, but I wish it could be spent more positively, you know? Like, I mean, if he wants to spend 7 minutes a day agonizing about me, let's flip that around. Let's spend 7 minutes a day being happy with me. Give me a call, Mike.
Come on, Mike.
Give me a call.
Do it.
Let's chit chat. Let's hug it out, bro. A verbal hug.
Mike Herrera.
Yeah. Yep. So
What else?
So my day started. This is kind of a lengthy story, as most of mine are, as most of our listeners know. I tend to do 80% of the talking on this show.
I know. So there's a couple people on the Facebook page that said they should have a drinking game every time I say yeah. And it made me acutely aware of me just going, yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's
But I'm
better
not
than
gonna
me saying
stop,
like.
'cause I want to give you an excuse every Thursday
Yeah.
to get hammered.
There you go. There you go,
You're out
guys. That's
there
what we do.
mowing
We're
the
here for
lawn.
you.
I want you to fall over, be in danger of cutting yourself up with the blades, taking a little nap.
Sling blade. French fried tater. Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should start with that.
I love you, boy. Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, I start crying at that point. When he puts his arm around him.
I've only seen that movie once.
Mhm.
All I remember is, yep.
Yeah, I know.
I need to watch it again.
Yeah, they're like sitting by the little pond, and the kid like throws his fishing pole in there.
Yeah.
He puts it. Can I put my arm around you, boy? And he goes, yeah. So he puts his arm.
This is what I remember the whole time.
I love
I'm
you,
just
boy.
Like, is he gonna molest this kid? Come on,
No.
you just get it over with. Is he gonna? No,
Nope.
he doesn't.
No,
He
he's
ends up
too
being
simple and too kind.
Protagonist, yes.
Yep.
The
Yep.
whole time I'm just like, what?
Yep.
What is gonna happen?
No,
Nope.
that's
Don't
how
do it.
crummy our brains are. Is
Yeah.
we're so conditioned to be like, you know what? Someone can't show like love anymore. We have to
Well, I
think
can't
it's like
watch it anymore.
creepy.
It makes
Yeah.
me feel bad because I'm the creepy one.
Yeah,
I'm the
no,
one.
you are. So my day started.
All right.
Sleeping, and about 20 minutes before my alarm clock was supposed to go off, my dog is next to me growling at me. Not used to that. He doesn't usually do that. So I'm like, what's the
Dog.
deal? Growling.
Mr. Tomfoolery. What's his
Mr.
name?
Tom, that's his name.
Sergeant?
Tom Foolery. His name's
All right.
Grimson. He was
Sergeant
named
Grim-
after NHL enforcer Stu Grimson, the Grim Reaper.
Mm-hmm.
So Grimmy is growling at me. So I kind of like sit up in bed. It's dark. I sit up, and he's by the bedroom door growling. And so he's never done that before. He doesn't do that. That's not his schedule. So I'm like, oh, he's got to go to the bathroom. So I'm like, you got to go to the bathroom, buddy? So I get up out of bed. I put my slippers on, my flip-flops. And I walk him through the house outside. He goes outside. While he's out, I walk back through the house, go to the bathroom, take a leak, go back to the side door, let him in, walk back through the house, through my, so go into my bedroom, close the door, and I sit down on the edge of my bed, and I see that he's still kind of acting weird. And next to him, I see something on the ground. I'm like, what in the world is that? So I flip the light on. He's had diarrhea in the bedroom. I had no clue because I can't smell and I can't taste. So it's not like I would be tasting it.
I'm glad you weren't tasting it.
Yeah, I could have, and it wouldn't have done anything.
Well,
So I flipped the light on, a huge puddle. It wasn't even a pile. It was a puddle of diarrhea in the bedroom that, in the dark, I walked through because I didn't see it and I was wearing flip-flops. So I walked through it.
All right, flip-flops is good.
Tracked it through the house, and like a third of my sister's house here is tile, a third is wood floor, and a third is carpet. So
not carpet.
I walked over the carpet.
Ow.
I walked on the hardwood floor. I walked on the tile. I let him out. I walked back through the house, tracked it all through again, went back and got him, walked back. And then as I'm like walking, I'm like looking at the carpet and I'm like, it looks like the carpet's like kind of wet in areas. I was like, what in the world? Like maybe Grim had to pee so bad that when he started to go outside, like he was like dribbling a little bit. Nope. It was crap. So then when I walked back into my room, I walked back through it. So I like stomped through this like puddle twice. It was everywhere. So I'm now up and I go get like a bucket of like water and dish soap. And first I get like paper towel. And again, good thing I can't smell because I'm like picking up this butt mud with paper towel.
Yeah.
Throwing it in the garbage. Then I bust out like water with like dish soap in it. I'm like scrubbing the carpet. And my mom gets, and so then I gotta like do all that. And then I get to the point where I'm like washing the wood floors with like a mop. My mom's like, what are you doing? I'm like, Grim crapped everywhere. He was like a crap cannon. Crapped everywhere. I don't know what's up. And then last night, my mom's dog was sick.
Oh, no.
So I go, I don't know what the dogs got into outside. Like Marty was puking all night. Grimmy crapped all over the place. I don't know what they got into. My mom's like, well, it must have been that they didn't like the venison chili.
Oh, no.
And it was like a needle on a record player. I was like, what? Venison chili. My mom had been feeding the dogs because I didn't eat said chili. It was leftover. My mom was feeding it to the dogs.
Joe, you did this by not eating the food your mom made for you.
My father. So I was up north this weekend. My father made the venison chili and then sent me home with a Tupperware container of it.
Oh, my gosh.
That didn't get
Both
eaten.
your parents lovingly prepared this for you.
Yeah. And
killed Bambi's mom.
Yep.
Jeez, oh, Pete.
Yep. And so my mom apparently thinks feeding chili to dogs is good for them, and she will fight you on it. She won't accept the fact that probably not a good idea. She will continue to tell you how it's okay for them. It might not be good, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
I disagree. And I think the facts prove themselves between last night and this morning. But yeah, that's how my morning started.
Right now, friends, we have we're going to make this public service announcement that if you have ever thought about feeding chili to dogs, don't do it. Do not
do it.
Do not.
So, do you have anything other than poop and blood? Anything happen to you this week?
To me this week, I forgot what my notes said. Oh, you know what? I decided. So my wife asked me to make dinner the other day, and I was like, I'm going to make spaghetti. She
Animal
never cooks
style?
No animal style.
Oh.
I wish. She never cooks with onions or garlic because she has like this superhero sense of smell. So she
Okay.
can smell. She can smell things. Like I'll come in the house. She'll be like, "Oh, you had McDonald's," and it'll be like 2 days later. She'll know. She can smell it. So there's no chance she is going to cook with onions or garlic because it messes her up. Like she didn't want to
Okay.
smell it. So we're kind of not getting along, and I was making the dinner. So I was like, I'm cooking with half an onion. I'm going to make this spaghetti with half an onion and like half this can of minced garlic or half this jar. Because
Always good for marital arguments.
well, here's the thing: is if you are in love with somebody and you both partake of the stinky breath food, it doesn't matter.
The stinky
it's fine.
feast.
Yeah, you both partake of the stinky feast.
That's gonna be the name of my next band, the Stinky
Stinky
Feast.
Feast. I think so. I think it's a good name.
Thank you.
Yeah, but then nobody cares. So you're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
You're in love. You don't smell it. Well, in these times, you're usually wearing a mask anyway if you go out in the public. So who cares if your breath stinks?
Right.
It's just this is the time, people.
Live life YOLO.
YOLO right now.
YOLO, baby. So you YOLO'd it up with garlic and onion.
Yeah, I did. And it was great. She didn't say anything, though, about the stinkiness. I think she was just like, well, at least he's trying.
Yeah. But so did you guys enjoy it? Did you make garlic bread too?
No, I did not. I made
How do you make spaghetti?
cauliflower fries
Oh.
that were frozen that I
Okay.
found. We've got
Wait,
this.
so you did spaghetti and cauliflower fries.
Yeah, because I don't cook very much. And I was just like, well, we need a vegetable.
Reese, oh my goodness. You got to do like spaghetti with like garlic bread, maybe some
Yeah.
roasted broccoli,
I understand I could have done
or a
better,
nice
but-
salad, like a nice side salad. Like
Well, shit,
spaghetti and garlic
so-
bread with side salad.
So to be fair, she gave me like an hour's notice. Like, hey, can you make dinner? So I was like, oh, I'll find some stuff.
Okay.
Salad. I don't know if we had enough stuff to make salad. Also, my kids will not eat it.
They won't eat salad?
No,
Why?
because it's leaves and it's green. They only eat yellow food. I don't know. Did your kids go through this phase where they would just base their diet off of color?
No. No, my
kids are
kids
completely there. Variations of yellow. It has to be
people
yellow
were
or kind of
all-
brownish or orange.
people were always would always ask me that, like, how do you get your kids to do this? How do you get your kids to do that? It wasn't an option. Like, if I made chicken with roasted, now here's the thing. This is what a lot of parents go wrong on. If you steam vegetables, they're disgusting. Like, even as an adult, there's only a few vegetables that like I'll eat steamed. But my sister taught me about a decade ago that if you roast vegetables, so you salt, pepper, olive oil on them, put them on a cookie sheet, like 400 degrees in the oven for 20 minutes,
Okay.
it caramelizes all the sugars in them, so they end up tasting like kind of sweet. And my kids tear them up. Like, my daughter will eat an entire head of roasted broccoli. So broccoli,
So you do this with broccoli. What else?
broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, Brussels sprouts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Brussels sprouts are amazing roasted. And that's all the stuff that, like, growing up, like, our parents like steamed. Nobody wants to eat a steamed Brussels sprout. Like, I think steamed vegetables are disgusting. But you roast them and they take on like a different flavor profile, and it's deeper and it's a lot better. Man, my kids ate all that stuff growing up. So I'd make chicken breasts, roasted broccoli, cauliflower rice with like some diced up mushrooms in it. Kids tore it up.
See,
Asking for seconds. Asparagus,
wife
grilled
is-
asparagus.
okay, my wife is an amazing cook. She does roast things. But if it's green, my kids are reluctant. They'll eat broccoli because they know it's okay. And they'll eat cauliflower because it's kind of yellow. They'll eat kale if she like cooks it in like bacon grease, puts more
Right.
bacon on it.
Right.
Other than that, they're not going to do it.
Really? See, I just never gave my kids the choice. Like, I kind of told my kids, like, I remember, they'll even say this, that at some point, like, I told my kids, like, look, I'm never going to ask you to eat something that's gross because I don't want to eat anything gross. So if I'm cooking it, it's going to taste good. And so my kids kind of got that at an early age. And so no matter what I made, I'll say this. If they gave it the honest try and they didn't like, say like cilantro, right? Like cilantro is like a genetic thing. You either like it or you don't. So if like we made tacos and put like cilantro in it, they would try it. But if they didn't like it, but they gave it an honest try, then they wouldn't have to eat it. And like that would be something maybe we eliminated from the menu or whatever for that week. But overall, like my girls, yeah, there's very few things that they just don't like, that they're just like, no, I'll pass on that. I'm okay.
That's so cool.
But like, yeah, like the thing in our house, like when it comes to salad, my kids like romaine lettuce chopped up with cucumber, chopped up. Like that's it. Lettuce and cucumber. And then they'll either put ranch on it or like I do blue cheese, and I got my oldest eating blue cheese.
Yeah.
And that's it. Romaine
Jeez.
lettuce chopped up with cucumber and then whatever salad dressing, they'll eat that 5 days a week.
So I'm just going to say this because I know she's not going to listen. My wife is the youngest of 5.
Okay.
And she was last. Like of course she was last, but she was an accident.
Oh,
She was an unplanned
an oops.
mistake.
She was an oops.
A miracle. She was a
Yes.
miracle.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go with that.
But her, like her next oldest sibling was like 7 years older than her. I think her oldest sister's 16 years older than her. So
Okay.
when she was a baby, it was like she had her older sisters taking care of her, and then the younger kids doting on her, because she was cute and a baby. I don't think anybody made her eat anything. I don't think anybody was like, you need to try this. And they'd just be like, what do you want? Candy for breakfast? Okay.
Candy and syrup.
Yep. And so I am always the bad guy. I'm always like, our kids need to eat salad. Let's try it. Like, let's just get them into salad dressing, and I'll be the only one just moving that along. Like, here's 5 different salad dressings. Ranch, try that. Put your finger in it. And they're like, no, I hate it. Anything. So it's a tough battle.
Yeah. I was like the dad that, I don't know. Like I was the dad that was like, this is what's for dinner.
Yeah.
Like if you don't eat this, you don't eat. And so they kind of knew that from growing up. So like I never had to be like, oh, I have to start saying this now. Like things have, like the toothpaste is out of the tube, so I have to start doing it now. I just kind of did it from, the time that they were eating solid food. Like there was never, hey, if you don't eat this, I can make you this for dinner. If you're not going to eat chicken and broccoli, then I'll make you macaroni. Wasn't like that.
Was it like that growing up for you though?
It
Like your
was like
folks were
that for me growing up.
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah.
Not for my wife. My wife would just be like, what do you want? More cake? Okay. They're not listening, thank the Lord.
Yeah.
For real, my folks were just like, you're going to be hungry because this is all it is. This is your next meal.
This is
You
dinner.
can eat it for breakfast.
Yeah, and then when I got older, they'd be like, if you don't like it, you can make your own dinner. Well, then you realize like, I'll just eat it.
Yeah.
And then as you grow up, you kind of perfect it and you kind of spend a little bit more time on the stuff that, the older generation kind of passes, maybe, hey, skillet pan fried chicken and steamed vegetables. And then you realize like, you know what? I like my chicken on the grill and I like my vegetables roasted. Like you kind of, you kind of build upon the foundation that they gave you. But like, my family loved to cook. My grandma was from the South. Everything was like these huge, like Saturday breakfast, my grandma would be like, "Hey, do you want breakfast?" I'll be like, "Yeah, sure." She's like, "Me too." For me and my grandma, just like the two of us, she would make sausage, eggs, hash browns, toast, cantaloupe, biscuits and gravy. I mean, it was for an army, and it was just two of us.
Yeah.
So I grew up with her doing that. No, I didn't really watch her cook and stuff like that. I would just see what was on the table, and I loved it. Then I started picking up things like from my mom and my dad. And then me and my sister just kind of got bit by the bug. And when like the Food Network hit television, like I was probably like in my late teens, early 20s. And then, my sister was probably in her early 20s, mid 20s. And I just started soaking that stuff in. And my favorite hobby in the world is cooking. Like, I love cooking. And that's how I like relax. There's nothing better than when I was a happy family, like married. I loved just coming home from work and then making dinner. Like that was relaxing for me.
Jeez.
Just to be able to do that. So like, I love it. I absolutely love cooking. So yeah, like my kids, I never did. Like I never had like my kids like fight me on eating stuff. So when I hear, and you're not the only one, man. I mean, I would say 90% of my friends, like they struggle with their kids eating good stuff.
So my wife she is an amazing cook. That's not the issue. It's just the enforcement of expanding your palate.
Sure.
My kids are not at all on board. It's a lot of enforcement. I end up being the bad guy most 95% of the time. And I hate it. Do you ever, when you're yelling at your kids and you just hear yourself recycling some phrase from your folks?
Yeah.
Does it just all add to the anger?
Yes.
Like, my kids will not shut doors or turn off lights, which is ridiculous. The light thing is ridiculous because it's all CFLs. Like it's all those. It used to cost for a regular light bulb. If you left it on 24 hours a day, it would cost $3 a month. Well, that adds up. Your folks are like, close the refrigerator door, all this, But now those CFLs, if you leave it on, it's maybe 15 cents a month, which still, I don't want to be wasteful. And that's the thing. I want to teach my kids not to be wasteful. And I want them to, I want them to think about, what does this do to the world? What does this do to the environment? But all the time, turn off that light. Why did you leave the light on in the bathroom or the door? How hard is it just to close the door outside? But I'm the only one. I don't know.
Closing
I
it.
don't know what it would be like if I'm not here. Just flies in the house, kids eating yellow food all the time.
Yeah.
Dude, for real. I went in the basement once and there was a fucking cat. Scared the shit out of me. I'm like, I gotta go get something. And I scared this cat that was in our house. It was in the basement for
And you don't
God
own a
knows
cat.
How long? No. I don't know how long this cat was in the basement. I hadn't been down in the basement for like a week, but somehow it was in our basement. It was just like in there. I should have kept it because every once in a while we get mice in there, but like scared the shit out of both of us. The cat like flipped out, ran up. I don't know who let the cat in or left the door open, but it scared me.
Who let the cats in?
Yeah.
Did you sing that song?
Who let the cats in? I was so scared.
That's hilarious. That's fantastic. Yeah. Now I'm looking at some of the topics you have here.
You put these topics up. I'm just cutting and pasting them in.
I'm seeing one here that you yourself. You know what happened to me this week? For those that actually tune into this show for nostalgia and for music and stuff like this, you guys hit me up on Instagram or the Facebook page. I was introduced this week to the Agrolites. I'm
Yeah.
I've been in the ska scene for 20 years now. Never had I ever heard of the Agrolites. I heard them for the first time this week, blown away. Instantly became like one of my top ska bands that I've ever heard in my life. I've been listening to them all week. Are you familiar with them?
Yes, they're amazing.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
again, I don't know how I did not know about these guys, how a song or an album has never crossed my path. It was, I went down a wormhole. Like, I subscribed to an Instagram account called, I think, Ska Punk Daily or Ska Daily.
Uh-huh.
And they happened to be like a little video clip that was on this Ska Punk Daily. Now, mind you, today on Ska Punk Daily, Leonore was on there.
What?
She's their thing for the day. Talking about women in ska and how she's been doing it for 20 years. And she's like the godmother of third wave ska.
Holy hell.
Yeah, she's on there. So
Gwen Stefani is the godmother of...
no, it's Leonore.
No, it's Leonore.
Yeah, it's
right.
Leonore. And so, in this Ska Punk Daily, they had the Agrolites. I was like listening, and I'm like, man, this is a great song. I like looked them up, started listening to their album. I'm like, this is a fantastic band. So I was blown
Yeah.
away. So that was something that happened to me this week in the music realm. Have you found any bands, like, has that ever happened to you? Like, if you just,
Man.
I think we talked about it before, like, same thing with me, like My Chemical Romance. Like, I
Yeah.
stumbled upon them. They're one of my top 5 favorite bands of all time. But, oh my gosh, like, you kind of feel like, where was I?
Yeah. I went through about 15 years where I just hated ska. I think being in a ska
curse
band
you.
when we were coming up, I got burned out. What burned me out is that every time, like you would play, Christian ska got super big after like 1997. It was big for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And it was the only thing. Christians globbed onto it. It was like happy and upbeat and rock and still a little bit rebellious. So I think a lot of Christians got behind it. And so,
Can I interrupt
go
real
out-
quick?
yeah, do it.
Would you say that it was the first time in history that like Christians were on the cutting edge of a style of music?
I would not, because I think that we were also cutting edge with folk music. I think with like Bob Dylan and Cat Stevens being professing Christians.
Okay. And
like at
Simon
the
and
top of their
Garfunkel?
game. I don't know if they were.
They were. Their first album was
Were
a
they
Christian
really?
album. Yeah.
Serious.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think that's more cutting edge than anything after that.
Okay.
Like ska, we were, like us and the Supertones with the 3 of our bands, we kind of came out like right at the cusp. And I think, our record labels were trying to be on top of things. And so it was big at the same time.
Okay.
But then
So continue.
ska seemed to keep going with Christianity and not with mainstream. And it seemed that for about 5 years, every show you would play in every town, there was a local ska band and they'd be opening up for you.
Yes.
And man, after 2 or 3 years of that, I was done. Like I was just done with ska. And I think with Five Iron, we totally made this turn where by the time we put out Electric Boogaloo, we were like, nobody likes ska anymore. We don't like ska. Let's move away from it. And it's just until recently, like I think a lot of us have started liking it again. And with our last 2 albums, I think Engine of a Million Plots had a legitimate ska song on it. Someone else's Problem. And then this new album has a lot of ska. It just, we just started liking it again. So
Yeah.
So the Agrolites, I totally see the genius of. They're
Yeah,
good.
man, they're just fantastic. And then I started reading about them, and like their
Yeah.
main mission was like they didn't want the history of like the 50s Jamaican ska 50s and 60s, and then like the 60s and 70s of like the ska in London. Like they didn't want that to die. They didn't want that to be like overshadowed by the goofiness of like a Less Than Jake or a Real Big Fish or a Five Iron or the Insiders.
Yeah.
Like they didn't want that. Like they wanted people to always know that there was this roots. And so like that makes me even more like proud of those guys. Like I don't know who those guys are. Never met them. Obviously, I just heard them the first time this week. But like that just makes me so proud that they, in a day and age where they could, because when you listen to them, for those of you that aren't familiar, the Aggrolites, it's like Aggrolites, Aggro Lights. And so they're amazing musicians. Like they're some of the most phenomenal musicians I've ever heard. And then the lead singer's voice is like James Brown-esque.
Yep.
It's this soulful, amazing sound, like just beautiful voice. Like he just hits his notes perfect. He can go up and down. It is the whole package. And the fact that they could have gone towards the commercialization and been like, if we do this, we can make money. But the fact that they were like, we don't ever, and that was like this like article that I read or this thing, that they were just like, I don't ever want people to forget where this came from. And if we have to be the band that reminds people of where this amazing style of music came from, then we're going to be that band. And that just endeared me to them that much more.
Yeah.
Hey, Pickle Peeps, I want to be honest with you. About a month ago, I bought into all the advertising on the internet and other podcasts that I heard about the company True Classic Tees, talking about how they have the perfect shaped shirts, how they're so comfortable, how they help with dad bod and help cover things up and whatever. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to try it. I need some new t-shirts. Summer is coming up. So I bought a 3-pack. They were the most phenomenal t-shirts I've ever worn in my life. Absolutely, no joke, hand on the Bible. The best t-shirts. I am sold as a customer. Absolutely sold. There was no prompting. There was no sponsorship. There was no nothing until now. After I tried these shirts, I loved them so much. I sent the company an email and said, hey, we do this podcast. This is a little bit about Reese. This is a little bit about me. This is a little bit about our background and our bands. Would you like to partner? They said that they would. And so what we have now is a partnership with True Classic Tees. And if you go to their website and use the general code TCT, that's Tom, Charlie, Tom, TCT 10 deal, DEAL, you'll receive 10% off your order. And then once our little podcast starts to grow more and our numbers go up, they said we can get a personalized code. So maybe something like Pickle15 for 15% off, something like that. So you guys go check them out, get some shirts. They're fantastic. I would not lie to you. They are really fantastic. And the fact that they decided to partner with us is even better. This is the first sponsorship I personally have ever had in my life. In the Insiders, I didn't have a sponsorship, anything like that. These guys see enough in this podcast that they are willing to work with us. And so please support them, buy a shirt or two. Again, you will not be disappointed. They are fantastic. So check them out, True Classic Tees. And and tell them the Pickle and Boot Shop sent you so we can get our personalized code.
Joey Reese and Pickle and Boot Shop.
But I kind of feel the same way that they're like in the Midwest. I've said this before that we kind of had like a hardcore crowd. So when we would play our shows, there would always be like either a hardcore band or like a punk band, something like that with us that would break up the monotony of like all these ska bands.
Yeah.
But we did play our fair share of like, hey, there's, going to be 4 ska bands on stage. One ska band that I remember always playing with, and I loved them, was a band from Canada. They were called Fun with Fat Kids, but fat was spelled P-H-A-T. But they were just like these goofy kids that we just clicked with. And they were so much fun to play with. So whenever we were in the Detroit area or we went over to Windsor into Canada, we always tried to make sure the Fun with Fat Kids played with us because they were just a lot of fun, goofy, and they kind of caught the wave. They were trying to start a band when the wave was crashing.
Yeah,
they were good and they were fun, and then like you said, when Five Iron came to the point where you were like not really listening to ska and you kind of did more rock or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, the Insiders changed too. The thing with the Insiders though was the sound that we were at the beginning wasn't the sound that I had in my head. And so as each album went, we got closer and closer to the sound that I wanted to be. And that sound that I wanted to be was a Suicide Machines or a Less Than Jake, like a good punk, first and foremost, a good pop punk band with great horn lines. I didn't need to sound like Madness. I didn't need to sound like the Scatolites. I didn't need to sound like the Agrolites. I just wanted to be a really good punk band with horns. And that was the sound that was always in my head. And as each album went, I think we got closer to that sound. Like Motor City Ska kind of started. And then we got like further away with Scallelujah and Fight of My Life, Scallelujah 2. What else was in there? Whatever else. And then we did Soundtrack to a Revolution. And Soundtrack to a Revolution was like, got closer to like, yes, this is what I envisioned from day one of us sounding like. And then we did Sinner Songbook. And to me, that just hit the bullseye.
Sinner Songbook. Okay.
That's one that you were on.
Yeah.
Me, you, and Morginski.
Yeah.
We did on that album. Do you remember doing that?
I do remember.
You vaguely remember.
Yeah, I was in this phase where I was still trying to sing very high because I was like, I don't think I can sing high anymore. And I could. So I kind of sang way too high.
It was awesome. Like that. There's a lot of like Insiders fans that don't even know that we ever did that album, you know? And
Yeah.
So you know, if you guys are listening, you're a 5 Iron fan or an Insiders fan, check it out. It's streaming on iTunes, all that stuff. It's the Insiders Sinner Songbook. Reese, the title track called Sinner Songbook. Reese is on it and Morginski's on it. So it's me, Reese, and Morginski all on the song.
Yeah, before he offended you horribly.
Yeah, exactly. Before they made me wear the diaper. And then there's another song on there. It was just kind of like it was a thing. It was basically what I had done. I don't know if I ever talked about this before, but basically what I had done is I was going to do my own project. So after the Insiders kind of crashed, I was writing stuff on acoustic guitar, and I was going to do like a one-man band, just me and acoustic, and it was going to be called the Bulldog Spirit.
Okay.
And so I had recorded all these songs for the Bulldog Spirit, and I asked Nate if he would listen to them and just give me his opinion if this is something that, if it was just garbage, just be honest with me and I wouldn't do it. But if it was good, let me know. And so it would give me confidence going into like recording. And so we listened to it and, you know, whatever, he texted me a day or two later and was like, I really like this. And I'm like,
That's
oh,
awesome.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I was like, oh, thanks a lot, man. And he's like, well, I think we could do these Insiders. Like, we could do these, like, not you and an acoustic guitar. Like, we could legit do these. And so
Yoink.
I would say 80% of the Sinner Songbook was my acoustic stuff that we then changed, and we always use the term sca'd them up.
Yeah.
And so we took those songs that were just written for me, my acoustic guitar and my voice, and then we made them Insider songs, and that became the Sinner Songbook.
And then they yoinked them.
Then they yoinked it. They yeeted them right out from under me. They
That's
yeeted
crazy.
the acoustics. Yeah.
Yeeted.
Yeah. So that was something. But as far as like the style, like the Insiders, we were never, like I've told you this before, like ska is within me. It's within my fiber. I am never embarrassed to say that I was in a ska band, let alone a Christian ska band. I love ska. I'll fight anybody for it. You can make all the jokes you want about mozzarella sticks and whatever. I love ska. If other people want to get in, you know, hey, I went through a rap phase. I went through a country phase. I went through a ska phase. That's great, man. Hey, no problems here. But with me, sure, I like all styles of music, but like ska. I absolutely love it, and I'm not shy about it.
I'm back to that, but I don't want to say that I'm still hesitant. I want to only put good ska on and listen to it. I'm afraid I'm gonna burn myself out again.
Now, I have a question that just popped in my head. Do you think some of the embarrassment of ska is because it's the embarrassment of thinking what we were doing when we were young and embarrassing? Because ska music, here, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Ska music, there's nothing embarrassing about ska. It is an amazing style of music.
Except if you play it badly. That's the problem.
And we've talked about this. Yeah, absolutely. But what's embarrassing is skanking.
Oh.
And I think back to like me at concerts, like 18-year-old me, 19-year-old me skanking. And like, it's not cool skanking like if you watch Hepcat or even the Israelites. Like, there's cool skanking. Like, some people can really do Rude Girls. Like, if you go to YouTube and like type in like Rude Girls ska, there's girls all over the country that like videotape themselves dancing to songs, and they're dressed like Rude Girls. They have their haircuts like Rude Girls. They look phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. If you can do that, it's legit. I just think of me back at 18 years old, kicking my feet up, looking like a moron. That's embarrassing.
I'm a terrific dancer. I don't know if you've ever seen me perform. A lot of people I mean, they come to 5 Iron shows for the dance moves. You know, like, I need to write this down. I'm a choreographer.
Okay.
Or I work on off-Broadway shows. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my
Korey.
I like skanking because I can't dance, and it was like, oh, I can figure this out. I basically am skipping.
Yeah, and I think that's what most people look like. They look like they're skipping in place. But the people who can actually skank and really do that, like, so Detroit's in the Midwest. So our Detroit, our ska scene was the Midwest. And in the Midwest, it was more, I want to say it was more violent than other places in the country. So like Midwest ska shows, there were mosh pits. There were like, again, in the Midwest, a lot of hardcore bands played with ska bands. So you'd have the hardcore kids like slam dancing and doing all that stuff. We went out west, and like when we go out west and we're playing with the like Skeletones, or we were playing with the Israelites, the people that came to the shows, not only did they plan their outfit probably 48 hours in advance, like what they were wearing, they had pork pie hats, they had suits, the Rude Girls, legit Doc Martens, knee-high socks, pleated skirts, blouses, legit. The California chill ska scene was amazing, and those people could dance. I used to love just watching from the stage, watching people. Well, they couldn't really dance to us. I think I was watching from the stage while like the Israelites or Skeletones were on stage, watching people dance, and it was beautiful. Like, that was a beautiful art when done well. Then you have 19-year-old Joe Yerke up there skipping in place, looking like an absolute buffoon. And that, I think, is what embarrasses me about ska. That's like that's the thing that I think gets me. I'm not embarrassed about the music. I'm not embarrassed. It's a fantastic culture. It's an amazing culture and history in ska. It's that dancing, like that stupid white kid skipping in place as fast as you can. Like, that's what drives me insane.
I also was driven insane by that, but I think it was just, there was a lot of really bad ska bands. There's a lot of really bad music.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about the bands. I don't know if anyone from those bands or fans of those bands listen. I don't
Like, I can't really remember bad ska bands because I think it just goes in one ear and out the other. Like, you just didn't, you were like, these guys suck next. But I can remember, like, the good
Sounds
ones.
like every night for us.
Like,
These guys suck.
Fun with Fat Kids. Great band.
Cool.
Big Dog, Small Fence. Fantastic guys, fantastic band. I'm still friends with a couple of those guys on Facebook. There's a band out of Georgia called the Skedaddles.
Uh-huh.
They were a bunch of very, very, very young kids. Like, they opened for us. I think the oldest kid in the band was like 15 years old. Fantastic. Like, they were a really good band. So I kind of remember playing with like some of these bands that would like stick out, that you're like, all right, these guys are good, but they never like hit it just because they were like toward the end of that wave.
That wave was fast.
It was real
It was
fast. But they come, like the waves come. I mean, they're already on like fourth or fifth wave ska.
There's no fourth wave yet. It's just like,
No, didn't you watch Pick It Up, the ska documentary?
I have not finished it yet.
There is a fourth wave.
Yeah, I was
And
watching it with my wife, and she was like, I've had enough of this shit.
I dare I even say, I think there's a fifth wave. Like, I think the fourth wave was like Streetlight Manifest or Streetlight Manifesto. Yeah, I think those guys, because they came a decade after us, and we were the third wave.
But
So
was it popular? Like, the first wave, you're like,
Yeah,
Sky's
Streetlight,
Born.
those guys were real
Second
popular.
wave, the English took it. It became a thing, like, until the 80s.
Yeah.
Third wave, you know, like this whole movement of, it was all over the United States. It was
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Fourth wave,
And
I
then
don't
it died,
see
and it was
It's like
dead.
A couple
And then-
bands popping up here and there,
And then
now I
Streetlight
think we're still
Manifesto-
kinda in that.
I don't know. I think like Streetlight took it up, and then there's like a Spanish band from Spain called Ska P. And there's
Do you know about October Light? Have you met those dudes?
no.
There's a Croatian ska band. There's the coolest dudes. We played when I was in Roper. We played at this Christmas rock night. Did you ever play that over in Germany?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so we played it, and then this dude came up and he was like, "Hey, I'm in a ska band." I'm like, cringing my teeth. It's too late for this, dude. But not in Europe. They were huge. So, and especially in Croatia, they just became huge because they were just like a good band. And they're the coolest dudes, and they're so good.
Yeah.
October Light. You guys should listen to it.
We played with we toured Germany with Demon Hunter, and yeah, their first European tour.
Oh
we-
my gosh.
Yeah, it was insane. So it was us and Demon Hunter, and then we also did separate dates with this band called Good Weather Forecast, which was
Yeah, I know that
a
band.
German
Yeah.
ska band. They've changed significantly. Like, they have gone from being a ska band to they're basically like a dance pop band now.
Okay.
Like party music. And they're fantastic. They're like really good. They have a great following. But yeah, that when they were ska is when we toured with them, and they were like a ska band, but they had like 2 songs in their set. They're like, yeah, we're going to play, what do you think of our new songs? And they weren't ska. They were like total like dance, kind of like starting to incorporate like loops and synthesizers and stuff like that. But those guys are great. I've stayed good friends
When
with
you
those
guys-
guys.
When you guys played in Germany, did you just get the feeling that you were confusing people? That they were just like, I don't know how to feel about this. I know
Reese,
I
I'm
want to
gonna be
be
honest with you. I
excited, but
felt
I'm
like
also
that.
German.
I'm going to be honest with you. Whether we played Toledo or we played Germany, I've always felt like we're confusing these people.
I want to get excited about this, but people are watching me.
Yeah. You guys, we're at the end of our the hour of free stuff. We thank you so much for supporting us every week. We're going to continue to talk about all the stuff that we're talking about now, and we have even more stuff. We're going to talk today about backstage beefs. We're going to talk about some issues that some pranks that we pulled on some other bands. So if you are a Patreon member and you're going to continue listening, we're going to talk about that stuff. If you are a free listener, we thank you so much for your support. If you can if there's any way that you could ever pay us back, please leave us a review. The algorithms work that way. Reese is going to tell you right now how to become a Patreon member and what that all means and all that good stuff.
So as far as I know, you just go on Patreon and you type in the Pickle and Boot Shop. Also, when you download this, it should be included in the text that shows up. So you can just click on that. You can, like Joe said, you can subscribe. You can like us on Spotify and Apple podcasts, which totally helps us out. If you want to just go straight to the download, you can go on Buzzsprout. You can hit us up on Twitter at PB Bootshop. So P Bootshop. Or you can check out our intern, Danny Leary's page at Pickle Boot Pod, which we love him for. You can email us at pickleandbootshop@gmail.com. And like Joe said, you can sponsor us on Patreon. And with that, you get a lot of extra stuff. We're trying to give out, you get the episodes on Wednesday instead of Thursday. You get a bonus hour, close to an hour. Sometimes it's only 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's longer.
Sometimes it's longer.
And then
It's
you
like
get
a poop.
other things.
It's like a good
bonus
poop.
gifts.
Sometimes it's X amount of long. Sometimes it's longer.
Sometimes it coils around the bowl. You never know.
Tell me you don't feel like a hero when you do that.
Oh, man. For real. I made that.
Like you
I
want to call
understand.
people in. You understand how dastardly it is to call someone in and how much they don't want to come in.
But if you see that and somebody calls you in and you're like, that thing is a foot long. Thank you, Joe.
You
for
guys,
showing me.
one day on one of these podcasts, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's probably going to be during the paid. I'm going to tell you about Stall 2. Southern California Stall 2. That's all I'm saying right now. That's called a teaser.
AKA the miracle of birth.
So you guys, this has been the free hour. Make sure you follow us. We now have an Instagram. So Pickle and Boot Shop on Instagram. Reese and I are trying to post as much as we can and get stuff out to you guys there. This whole social media stuff is weird because it's just the way 2021 is. And so we enjoy doing this, but I don't know about Reese, but I'm really bad at the other stuff. So posting stuff and like what you guys want to see and what you want to hear. Like, I don't know what to post is like. I don't know. So, but we're on Instagram. We're on Facebook, Pickle and Boot. We're also on Bonfire. I don't know if that has gone live yet. Hopefully by the time you're listening to this, it's gone live because we've been inserting commercials already.
We have shirts.
Yeah, where you can go to bonfire.com and look up Pickle and Boot Shop. We have shirts for sale. Go ahead and buy those. Help us out. Spread the word. All that good stuff, you guys. So we thank you so much. Reese, any last words to say before we go to the Patreon?
I just want to say that if you like our podcast, you can check out other cool podcasts at Rock Candy Recordings, which hosts us. We're part of that podcasting group, and we want to say thanks to those guys.
Yeah. Also, if you guys, we talk about Mike Herrera. He has a podcast. Check out his. He has like big stars and famous people on his show. Also, check out Ethan Luck. Ethan Luck has a podcast out there. Check that out. And I believe Leonore has a podcast that she does. So check that out too. All of it gets you closer and closer to knowing all the behind the scenes of 90s music and all that stuff. So that's it, you guys. Next up, Patreon. For those of you that aren't Patreon subscribers, again, thank you so much. And we'll be talking to you next week.
Thanks, everybody.
To find out more, visit rockcandyrecordings.com.